You try to rest. You put the phone down. You turn off the lights. You close your eyes. But something inside keeps talking. Did I forget something? What's next? Why haven't I done more? It doesn't matter how quiet the room is. The mind stays loud. This is the voice you live with. The one that plans, worries, compares. The one that always wants more. And it never stops. You think you need to manage it, calm it, fix it. But Zen doesn't tell you to fix the voice. It asks you to see it, to recognize that it's not you. It's a pattern, a habit, a survival script. And until you see that clearly, true rest will always feel just out of reach. Because the voice isn't interested in rest. The voice only knows how to chase. Have you noticed something strange? The moment you reach a goal, your mind doesn't rest. It moves the target. New standard, new fear, new thing to fix. The satisfaction never lasts. Not because you failed, but because the ego won't allow it. The ego needs you to feel unfinished. It feeds on incompletion. Because if you ever feel whole, it has no role left to play. Wholeness is its death sentence. So it whispers, not enough yet. Keep going. Don't stop. This isn't motivation, it's manipulation. And it keeps you in motion, not toward peace, but away from it. Zen doesn't offer a finish line. It offers freedom from needing one. You finally take a break. No deadlines, no tasks. You sit in silence, and suddenly, you feel uneasy. Not because you're lazy, but because something inside resists. That something is the ego, and to the ego, stillness is a threat. Because in rest, there's nothing to prove, no one to impress, no identity to maintain. And without those, who are you? The ego panics at that question. It would rather keep you busy, even if you're exhausted, than let you disappear into peace. Because rest means surrender. Surrender means ego loses control, and control is its oxygen. Zen understands this terror. It doesn't shame the fear. It simply invites you to sit with it, to feel the anxiety fully, without reacting. And in that space, something begins to soften. Not because you tried harder, but because for once, you stopped trying at all. Somewhere along the way, your identity got tied to output, to how much you produce, how much you achieve. You became what you do. And when you stopped doing, you felt like no one. This is the productivity persona, a version of you that only feels real when performing. It says, don't slow down. You'll be forgotten. You have to stay useful. It's not your fault. You were rewarded for being efficient, praised for being driven, validated for never stopping. But what got built wasn't peace. It was a mask. Zen invites you to remove that mask, not by quitting your job, not by rejecting effort, but by remembering you are more than your function. You are not here to perform a role. You're here to be fully, quietly, and without needing an audience. Most paths try to fix the ego, strengthen it, shape it. Zen does something different. It doesn't fix the self, it dissolves it. Not with force, but with presence. When you sit in silence, not trying to improve, not trying to become, something begins to fade. The voice that says, you must do more. The image you try to maintain. The boundaries between you and the world begin to soften. There's no performer, no audience, no role. Just breathe and space. This isn't erasure. It's return. Return to what you were before you were named, before you were compared, before you were someone. Zen doesn't destroy the ego with violence. It allows it to fall away, gently, like mist in morning light. And in what remains, you may find the kind of rest that has nothing to prove. You've spent a lifetime becoming responsible, becoming successful, becoming someone. But what if the very effort to become is what's keeping you from rest? The ego says you must earn peace. Zen says peace is what's left when you stop trying to be anything at all, not when you've arrived, not when everything makes sense, but when you no longer need to explain yourself to anyone. Imagine sitting, not because you've completed your list, but because there's nowhere else to go. Nothing missing, nothing waiting. Just breathe, just presence. This is not giving up. This is waking up. Rest is not a reward. It's your nature. You don't find it by doing more. You remember it by being less. And in that remembering, the chase ends. The voice quiets. And you finally come home.